Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another daily travel update from the Hurricane Watch team. We have multiple areas of concern that we need to discuss, so let's get started. Today, we're really going to start with talking about Hurricane Darby here in the East Pacific. As you can see, the daytime, you can see the sun right in this area, and we're really going to talk about the recent enhanced infrared satellite imagery indicate that Darby's eye has become significantly better defined, embedded within the colder cloud tops at around colder than about negative 70 degrees centigrade, closer to negative 80 to negative 85, maybe even as cold as negative 90 degrees centigrade. Objectives of our T numbers now support an intensity of about 105 knots. That's now at 120 miles an hour, which now makes Hurricane Darby a 120 mile per hour Category 3 major hurricane. Based on this rapid strengthening, the official intensity forecast has been adjusted upward through the 24-hour period, and now shows Darby becoming a major hurricane. This is above model guidance, but follows the current intensification trend. There's currently very low vertical shear right now with in the environment, and those very warm waters make up the conducive environmental conditions for Darby to strengthen, as the system is expected to remain in the environment supportive for future intensification for the next day or so. Statistical guidance, such as the DTOPS, shows a higher potential for rapid intensification in the next 24 hours. Personally, if we continue to see this sort of a trend again over the next 24 hours or so, we may even see the storm intensify to 130 miles an hour if it is able to intensify by just a 10 mile per hour increase, which would then make this a Category 4 major hurricane here in the East Pacific. It is expected to weaken after the 24-hour period as it enters cooler water and a little bit more wind shear. And after that, it's going to weaken to a tropical storm and eventually make its way to a tropical depression as it makes its way closer to the Hawaiian Islands. The hurricane is moving currently west at about 14 knots. Darby, is being steered by a mid-level ridge to its north and then should continue westward over the next couple of days. Then the system should turn west-northwestward as it moves around the southwestern periphery of the ridge. So the official track here really forecast has been shifted south of the previous National Hurricane Center predictions, but not as far south as the model consensus. However, it is a lower movement than the consensus aids, favoring the GFS and the ECMWF over the UK Met, which seems to be unrealistically fast. So this is what we got right here. Again, you can see that eye right here that we were talking about. I'm going to actually change this over so we can actually take a look at the infrared. So we can really see those deep thunderstorm activity, those deep colors. You can see a perfect eye right here. You can see the higher cloud tops there at about negative 70 to negative 75 degrees centigrade. Seeing some more deeper thunderstorm activity a little bit right here, especially that eye wall as that eye is definitely starting to clear out for sure. It is also a good idea to note that the remnants of Darby could impact Hawaii. However, it will be a depression for sure. It will be a depression long before it even makes it significantly close to Hawaii. We'll let you know about any impacts if confident increase. Stay tuned for the Hurricane Watch team. Thanks. So this is what we got here. As you can see, not really a whole lot that we're looking at here in terms of land impacts. Now, yes, the storm is pretty intense, 120 miles per hour. Not really expected to make any, again, direct impact to anywhere. The only place that could bring impacts to is Hawaii. If that is the case, there could be some heavy rain and some flooding. But right now, that is not very expected. It is expected to just fall apart as it gets anywhere close to the Hawaiian Islands. I want to talk a little bit about Invest 90W. But again, this is where it is in relation to Mexico, the United States, and Hawaii. So way over here. So it's got a long ways to go before it gets anywhere near Hawaii. I do want to show you a zoomed out version of Hurricane Darby so you can just take a look at the storm and what we're looking at. So you can see way up there is Baja California Peninsula, And there's Hurricane Darby, as you can see, rotating counterclockwise at 100 near the core of the storm, 120 miles an hour. So, going to make its way towards the west at about 14 knots. Let's talk a little bit about what we got with Invest 90W. That's something else I certainly want to talk about next. With Invest 90W, the Invest 90W, ladies and gentlemen, it's currently to the east of the Philippines. Is becoming better organized, as you can see, indicated by these deep thunderstorm activity. The deeper thunderstorm activity and these colors here, as you can see, negative 70, negative 80 degrees centigrade. So very, very cold cloud tops here. Now the future of this system is starting to slowly become more certain. The GEFS, the GEPS, and the ECMWF ensemble guidance is a pretty good agreement that the system will track towards the north to northwest over the next 48 to 72 hours, maintaining intensity or slightly intensifying, and then towards the mainland Japan. However, no matter what happens, rough seas are possible, and heavy rainfall and rip currents are most likely parts of the coastal Philippines and southern Taiwan over the next 2 to 3 days. So this is really what we're looking at right here. I want to pull up the forecast models for this system. Ensemble GE, the GEPS. Why did I go there? I want to take a look at this system here. So it's not very well organized there, just off the east coast of the Philippines. It does become better organized, tries to certainly get that better and well-developed system in better shape, but it really just kind of falls apart. So really there's not a lot of concern with the development of what we have with this system. Not anything super big at all as expected. Again, this is the latest update, as you can see, from the National Hurricane Center. Did intensify to a major hurricane. Again, they're saying recent satellite images indicated that Darby has continued to rapidly strengthen overnight. It's now a Category 3 major hurricane with maximum sustained winds of 120 miles per hour, 195 kilometers per hour. The new intensity will be incorporated into the next full advisory before 5 a.m. Hawaiian Standard Time. Again, 120 miles per hour, 195 kilometers an hour, air pressure down to about 968 millibars. I do want to talk a little bit about the Gulf of Mexico, because what we're seeing here, as you can see, it is now made its way over the northern Gulf, as you can see. A surface trough of low pressure is developing over the northern Gulf of Mexico just offshore of the Florida Panhandle, where the surface pressures have begun to fall over the past 24 hours. Gradual development of this system is possible if it remains offshore during the middle to latter part of the week. If it drifts slowly over the northern Gulf of Mexico, regardless of development, heavy rain will be possible along portions of the northern Gulf Coast from Louisiana to the Florida Panhandle over the next several days. So that's really what we're looking at here, not really anything well developed. Heavy rain is definitely going to be a big possibility. I want to take a look at forecast models. They really haven't shown anything really significant with this system. Just really a lot of heavy rain in Louisiana is what they're showing. And anything even in the far future. But regardless, right now, this system is expected, not actually expected to develop according to the global forecast system, but in fact expected to bring a lot of heavy rain to southern Louisiana. Well, I want to just say thank you for watching this far in. This far into the video so far. Just letting you know that if this video has been useful to you so far, like it, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, don't forget to click on that notification bell to get notified when a new video or live stream comes out. Thanks again. So I want to move over to and talk a little bit about what we have in the Bay of Bengal, the BOB here. We are watching this area of clustered thunderstorms right here. The IMD, also known as the Indian Meteorological Department, has issued a low chance of tropical cyclone formation in the next 5 days to the northwestern Bay of Bengal. Onset in the next 5 days is move slowly erratically and do not indicate significant intensification before the low moves inland in around 3 days. The main impact will be heavy rain and rough seas. Rip currents are also going to be a big threat with this system. So I also want to just take a quick look and see what we got here with this system here in the Bay of Bengal, India, Bangladesh area, and what we have. So again, you can see it generally just a really broad area of low pressure. Nothing really crazy or anything. If anything, it's just going to bring a lot of heavy rain. Even according to the model, you can see upper level winds cutting the deepest thunderstorm activity away from the center of circulation, and if anything, maybe a open low may develop. Also, something developing in, this is the Bay of Bengal, this is just part of the Indian Ocean, this is the Arabian Sea. Sometimes, admittedly, I forget. So as you can see, that's what we have there. But nothing, super crazy here in the near future. Nothing intense is expected to develop here in the near future. Future. I do want to talk about what we do have here in the Eastern Pacific. Again, we do have a system expected to develop here over the next 5 days. It has a 60% chance of tropical cyclone development in the next 5 days. So an area of low pressure is forecast to form south of the southern coast of Mexico within the next day or so. Environmental conditions are expected to be conducive for gradual development thereafter, and the system could become a tropical depression late this week. The disturbance is forecast to move westward to west-northwestward at around 10 to 15 miles per hour. Remaining offshore the southern coast of Mexico, interest in Mexico and Central America should watch this disturbance for mainly rough seas and heavy rain. The Hurricane Watch team will also keep you updated. Well, that's what we have with these systems right here. Here is windy. If it will load for me. Obviously, we have this hurricane out here. Do you just want to take a quick look at the global models in the Eastern Pacific so we have an idea just what the GFS is also showing with this system. So if we go back in time, so as you can see, we do have Darby over here. It says 985. That is way off. It's down to 968 millibars. But we do get this system slowly developing and then rapidly intensifying. Could also become a pretty big, obviously not a massive, huge threat, but certainly, in my opinion, could certainly see some rip currents, some rough waves for sure from this system, from those two other systems that will be developing here in the near future. Well, that's all the news we have for you right now. Don't forget that we have our own Discord server where you can chat with the team and the community. The link is in the description below. We have a Patreon page too, only for $1 a month, ladies and gentlemen. You get exclusive benefits to keep the channel going, and if you don't want or you can't support us that way, even as little as subscribing to our channel, liking our videos, sharing them, and commenting helps out a lot. Thanks for watching, and remember, we are the Hurricane Watch team, your source for cyclone information. Peace out.